A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 24th anniversary of the Science Oscars of South Africa, the National Science and Technology Forum Awards hosted in partnership with co-branding sponsor South32. I'm Gillian Arendse, your host here in Cape Town, and presenting with me well-known SABC presenter Zai Khan in Johannesburg. Although she's dressed like a penguin, Zai spent almost her entire career in TV and radio broadcasting. She has also a passion for science and technology. She's an award-winning mathematics speaker that's worked for years in the innovation technology space at DSTV. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as we welcome in Johannesburg the one, the only, penguin-looking Zai Khan.
Well, thank you. It's true. I did spend a lot of time in broadcasting before catching the, what do they call it, the science bug. But let me tell you one thing. Once you start understanding the algorithms of TV and how they choose the program for you when you're streaming, whether it's Netflix or DSTV, there's no going back, let me tell you. And the maths people here, you know, I mean, nobody can pick an argument with a mathematician. These guys, they have the formula to win any argument. So let me tell you, on that note, we will tonight celebrate in our Johannesburg venue. We will also be welcoming Mr. Dan du Toit, the Deputy Director General of International Cooperation and Resources of the Department of Science and Innovation. He'll be standing in for the patron of the NSTF Awards, the Honourable Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Dr. Ukhozi Blade Nzimande.
Of course, here in Cape Town, we are honoured to have representing our long-standing platinum sponsor, the Department of Science and Innovation. We have Dr. Mboneni Muofe, who's the Deputy Director General of Socio-Economic Innovation Partnerships. Welcome to you, sir. But first, let me introduce you to the host of this event, the National Science and Technology Forum, or in short, the NSTF. The NSTF is the largest national non-profit stakeholder body for all science, engineering, technology, and innovation organizations in South Africa. In existence since 1995, the NSTF has been an independent voice promoting science and innovation through collaborative effort.
So tonight, the NSTF is recognizing for the 25th time the outstanding contributions of the awards finalists via a live broadcast, like we said, from two cities, the mother city Cape Town and right here in Johannesburg, as well as our online community on the NSTF YouTube channel.
The NSTF's theme for this year is Ocean Science for Sustainable Development in recognition of the United Nations Decade for 2021 to 2030. The awards tonight will recognize this theme by making a special award for an outstanding contribution related to the theme. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the theme video, Ocean Science for Sustainable Development.
Greetings, esteemed scientists and researchers. I am the ocean, the vast and magnificent body of water that covers more than 70% of your planet. You study me, you learn from me, and you seek to understand me. You are the ones who have unlocked the secrets of my depths and revealed the wonders of my biodiversity. But you also know that my health is under threat. Human activity, including pollution, overfishing and climate change has put me and my inhabitants in peril. Yet I remain optimistic. I have witnessed your efforts to protect me and restore my balance. You have developed new technologies, new ideas, and new partnerships to address the challenges that I face. You invest your time, your knowledge, and your passion in finding solutions that benefit both me and you. I am grateful for your dedication and commitment. But there is still much to do. The path ahead is long, but with your intellect, your creativity, and your resolve, I am confident that we will succeed. So, let us continue to collaborate, to innovate, and to inspire. Let us celebrate the achievements we have made, and let us strive for even greater success in the future. For I am not just a body of water, but a source of life, inspiration, and wonder. Protect and cherish me for the benefit of all.
From South Africa's mother city, Cape Town, it's now my privilege to call to the stage the newly appointed chairperson of the NSTF, Professor Jeffrey Mbaklele. Prof. Mbaklele is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research and Innovation at the Northwest University. He holds a doctoral degree in medical virology, and he currently serves on a number of governance and advisory structures, including the Ministerial Advisory Committee on COVID-19 vaccines in the Ministry of Health. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, put your hands together for the one, the only, Professor Jeffrey Mbaklele, who's not here, but in Johannesburg.
Good evening, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. It is with huge honor and privilege to welcome you and all the dignitaries to our prestigious 2022-2023 NSTF-South32 Awards gala events. A special gratitude to our Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Dr. Ukhozi Nzimande, as the official patron of the awards, who unfortunately cannot attend tonight's event due to his involvement in high-level meetings as a minister of a BRICS country. We are grateful and proud to welcome the two Deputy Directors General, Dr. Mboneni Mufe in Cape Town, as you heard, and Mr. Dan du Toit, who is here with us in Johannesburg. Representing the Director General of Science and Innovation, Dr. Phil Mjwaha. Ladies and gentlemen, the NSTF is highly appreciative of the unflinching support of the Department of Science and Innovation since the first NSTF Awards event in 1998. On behalf of the NSTF Executive Committee, we are immensely proud to have South32 continuing as the co-branding sponsor and partner for the 8th year in succession. The NSTF is the largest and formidable stakeholder network of its kind, representing more than 130 universities, science councils, organizations, and professional societies, spanning both the private and the public sectors. Since inception in 1998, the NSTF Awards event has grown in leaps and bounds and has now earned a unique position of being South Africa's foremost renowned and largest science, engineering, technology, and innovation awards. In recognition of the United Nations Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, our special annual theme award for 2023 is for outstanding contributions to ocean science for sustainable development through research and innovation. I'm sure you have seen the celebration of the theme on the videos and also on the deco tonight. At this annual gathering, the NSTF takes enormous pride in showcasing the diversity of the great talent in South Africa and beyond. One of the 3 NSTF strategic objectives is to promote and celebrate excellence in research, set capacity building and education, innovation, set communication, set activities that have a positive impact on society, and those that contribute to sustainable development. In this regard, I would like to convey my warmest congratulations to all our finalists and winners tonight. I can tell you, I've got no idea who is the winner, and you should be proud to know that as NSTF governance, we have got no idea who the winner is. We're really keeping an arm's length from adjudication committee. I trust you will enjoy this proud moment, our finalists and our winners, of celebrating your sterling accomplishments. I also like to wish you every success in further pursuit of your scientific adventures. May you continue to excel and blossom for the benefit of our country and the world at large. This year's celebration is special and historic. It is the 25th anniversary of the NSTF Awards. In celebration of the Silver Jubilee, the NSTF is awarding a second NSTF Ukhozi Award, a special award for an exceptional contribution to the NSTF as an organization and to set and innovation in South Africa over many years. You will know the winner in a few minutes. The NSTF has been investing in the Brilliance program for the last 22 years. This is a project that aims to inspire students who were exceptional achievers in science and mathematics in grade 12. Tonight you will witness these stardoms, whom we believe are destined to become the next generation of leaders, professionals, scientists, and innovators in the fields of STEM. I'm hugely grateful to a number of stakeholders and partners without whom this event will not be a success. First of all, I would like to thank a wide range of dedicated and loyal NSTF stakeholders representing over 130 organizations and professional societies in SET and STEM education, which are committed to the cause of NSTF and contributing membership fees over the years. Second, my heart goes to members of the NSTF Executive Committee and Board of Directors who are devoted in fulfilling their oversight role entirely pro bono. Third, my gratitude goes to the adjudication panel and the review panel of experts, both facilitated by our competent and long-standing chair, Mr. Dennis Hunt, who is also the NSTF EXCO member and director. Special thanks to all sponsors for their significant contributions to the awards and prizes. The names of the sponsors, obviously, you have seen them on the screen. They also appear in the program book. But most importantly, Ms. Jansi Niehaus will provide further details later in the vote of thanks. Last but certainly not least, I wish to applaud the stewardship of the organizing committee and NSTF executive management for ensuring a phenomenal success of this occasion. The team, under the leadership of NSTF Executive Director, Ms. Jansi Niehaus, is small, but I think you'll agree with me that they are so impactful. So, ladies and gentlemen, I invite all of you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the celebrations. The night is still young. Thank you.
So much to Professor Mpahlele there for that heartfelt message. Yes, Janzi Niehaus has a very small, nimble team, but such an effective team. Anyway, the glitz, the glamour is all about to start for the NSTF Awards, and they have been made possible by this incredible sponsor, the co-branding sponsor, South32. Please welcome to the Johannesburg stage the Manager of Government, Public Policy and Stakeholder Relations at South32, Dr. Ukhozi.
Good evening, everybody. Prof, I'm told in Afrikaans they say when you get older as of bril of pille. So I chose bril. Program directors, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Dr. Nzimande in absentia, esteemed award winners, industry colleagues, partners and friends, and all the distinguished guests present tonight. Dumela. It brings me immense joy and pride to stand before pioneers, innovators, and creative thinkers this evening on behalf of South32. As a global mining company, South32 creates value by producing commodities that are used in many aspects of modern life, many of which will play a role in the transition to low carbon world. And I think it's an effort that we are focusing on and making sure that we also make a huge contribution to making sure that we have a low carbon world. The truth is, we are currently in a pivotal moment where technology and science are not just means to an end, but our very tools for survival. Neglecting to use them for innovation and sustainability will lead us repeating the mistakes of the past. And of course, we are not what we know, but we are what we are willing to learn. This year's theme of Oceans, Science for Sustainable Development, calls on the scientific community, government, academics, and industry leaders to explore potential solutions for a healthier ocean. An ocean that will be a key driver in the journey of sustainable development. We all benefit from the ocean in so many ways already. Not only is it one of our nature's most spectacular creations that houses the entire ecosystem and life, but it's also a tremendous source of social, cultural, and economic value. The ocean supports the livelihood of billions of people, and as we've experienced in the past, most of our people do rely on this very same ocean. I highly commend those that are taking strides in finding ways to make our oceans healthier, and those who are seeking innovative ways to utilize the ocean as a tool for global change. Let us celebrate them, support them, and recognize how their efforts are shaping our future. The United Nations Decade of Ocean Science and Sustainability aims to stimulate ocean science and knowledge generation in order to reverse the decline of the ocean the decline of the state of the ocean system and catalyze new opportunities for sustainable development. As science and technology continue to evolve, the demand for innovative solutions in these fields increase. And I urge everyone in this room to encourage young people to get involved in these aspects of life. In the Northern Cape, in particular, the Hotazel Manganese Mines, South32 has partnered with Split Second Science Education Foundation to establish Robotics Academy with the aim of promoting the subject choices of math, physical science, and life science to grade 8 and 9 learners in the John Taolo district. And of course, we know that it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. Hence, the Robotics Academy aims to break down any stereotype about STEM subjects, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths. Using these chosen STEM subjects, the learners are encouraged to study further, especially within the mining field and positive contribution to the fourth industrial revolution. South32, in partnership with SSEF, provides customized expertise, training, and products to provide learners with opportunities that are of their own reach. In KwaZulu-Natal, Hillside Aluminum has 2 coding and robotics programs, which empower young minds by improving their digital literacy and equipping them with the demand of technological skills that are required these days. This is a 4-year program, training learners from grade 8 to 11, and in 2022, teachers and learners completed training on the text coding for secondary schools in 4 schools within the King Kashwaya district. This course introduces learners to the visual programming and development through designing and building fully functional apps for Android devices. I'm not sure why did they skip Apple. I'm sure it's something that they will work on. Let us never forget that the future of our nation is in the hands of the youth population. South32 is proud to be associated with the NSTF-South32 Awards. These awards are the largest science, engineering, and technology and innovation awards in South Africa. And we still believe today's research is tomorrow's innovation. It is an honor to celebrate the outstanding contribution to science, engineering, and technology, and innovation by individuals, organizations, and teams. These individuals cultivate immense source of technology and innovation that this country needs. And lastly, to all the trailblazing nominees, award winners, it is truly inspiring to witness the fruits of your labor and unwavering commitment to making sure that science and technology does grow. Thanks to you, you are still making us proud by being the groundbreakers in discovering all the positive impact that the communities need, especially our beloved country and the nation at large, that we are able to move forward and be part of the global economy. So, yes to you, the risk takers, the relentless explorers who refuse to settle for the status quo, the ones who are actively being the change they want to see in the world. You have shown us that with passion and perseverance, anything is possible. Keep shining your light and rocking the world and be the change that we want to see. Cheers to these remarkable achievements that we'll witness today. And thanks to the NSTF for their contribution and making sure that you are recognized and your contribution is never hidden from the world. And your contribution will be immensely recognized by all those that see it fit to be part of the world. And this world will never be a better world without your contribution and effort. I thank you, and I hope that you will enjoy the evening further.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ukhozi. Thank you for your words, and thank you for reminding us that our research, our work becomes relevant when it's connected to reality. So building on the work of South32, it's now my privilege to introduce to you the NSTF's Brilliance Program that recognizes the top achievers in mathematics and science. NSTF, together with the Department of Science and Innovation, as well as the South African Council for Natural Scientific Professions as the sponsors, took the students on a 3-day tour this week. Before we continue with the recognition of the brilliant students, let's watch what they were up to in 2023 as they toured facilities in Gauteng.
Thank you so much. Remember their names and faces, friends, because these are going to be the bright sparks that's going to be igniting the world with their innovations. And I tell you what, universe, here they come. But right now, the National Science and Technology Forum is committed to inspiring the youth of South Africa, as you can tell. And that program has been doing it for the past many, many years. In fact, more than 22 years. But right now, we welcome on stage a group of the brilliant students that have gathered here tonight, together with Ms. Yansini House, the Executive Director of the NSTF, to tell us more about the brilliance of these students. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
While the students are coming up, I'm going to start talking. Dear Minister in absentia, dear Director, Deputy Director General, Mr. Dande Tue, and Dr. Mboneni Mufe, specially invited guests, especially the cohort members, those are the heads of science councils and statutory bodies, awards finalists, all the guests, and ladies and gentlemen and students. It is wonderful to be with this group of students. They are amazing. And I've had the privilege to do one day of the tour with them. I think you'll agree, the future of our country depends on young people who have a passion for the country and who are willing to work hard to make this a better place. There are many talents that we need, not all of them in science, but we depend to a great extent on some of our young people being into STEM subjects, being passionate about it, talented in it, and passing and achieving in the STEM subjects, i.e. sciences, technology, engineering, and mathematical subjects. Leadership for the future depends on young people who have integrity, who are willing to work hard, and at least some of them being excellent in the STEM fields. Professor Tsilitsi Marwala is known to be saying that you cannot lead if you don't understand the technology of the era in which we're living. I think it's fair to say that, therefore, we depend on these young people. We also depend on the fields, the sciences and technology, engineering and medicine, and related fields. The energy crisis, for example, the crises in health, education, and the environment can't be adequately addressed without people who are equipped with the right skills. We need people who have a passion for solving the major challenges that we are facing as a country and as a globe, and who can make a choice for such critically important study courses and careers and be able to do something with them. That is why the NSTF Brilliance Program is so important. We recognize the top maths and science matriculants once they are registered for relevant courses at university. So, here they are. They have the terribly, yes. They have the terribly important skills of matric maths and science, but they're only just beginning, and our academics will tell you that they haven't even started. Once you've got a BA or a BSc, that's when you start, right? But these are the talented young people who are well on their way because they've made a good start to these relevant courses. Now you'll say to me that I've left out some students on the stage who have terribly important skills, and you would be right. We need those skills that are excelling in the social sciences and humanities too, and for that matter, life sciences as well. Life sciences isn't part of the Brilliance program design, but we had a look at our students' life sciences marks, and all of them that did life sciences excelled in that subject as well. All but 2 of them took life sciences, and their average is 92%. But tonight, NSTF is celebrating bright young people in the sciences, medicine, and engineering. These are the most difficult to train, and where the generational backlog is the hardest to catch up for our country in particular, but it's not an uncommon problem across the world. These are the fields where we need to see transformation, especially growth in terms of numbers and investment in their futures. All the students are selected for their high marks in matric for physical science and mathematics. All of them had averages of science and maths of 90 to 100%. They are the top achievers from the matric class of 2022, selected from all over the country, from every province. At least 1 boy and 1 girl from each province is here tonight as the very top achievers, but only if they selected to do STEM-related courses at university. This year we selected a total of 8 additional students because the same top marks were achieved in 3 of the provinces. Our young people are just getting smarter. The Department of Science and Innovation and the South African Council for Natural Scientific Professions are currently the main sponsors of the Brilliance program. The department also provides funding for the awarding of some partial bursaries for selected students. The average mark that these students attained in the National Senior Certificate exams was 99% for science and maths. 14 of the 26, in other words 54% of the students, are studying medicine this year. I think this is encouraging because South Africa has an excellent track record in medical research, and we anticipate that these students will become medical researchers. We have always had awards for medical researchers in some field or other at the annual NSTF Awards, and we now have a new sponsor in the South African Medical Research Council. So it is a very important area of science and technology for South Africa. 9 of the students, or 36%, are studying engineering in various branches. 1 student is doing astronomy and astrophysics, and 1 is doing dietetics. The schools from which the students come are mostly evenly spread among the 5 quintiles. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the Department of Basic Education has a classification system for the resources, schools according to their resources. So 5 is the best resource schools, and quintile 1 is the poorest resource schools. And these students come from all 5. They are about evenly spread among these quintiles. "15 of the students are in the first 3 quintile schools. They were. In other words, 60% of them. It really shows you that talent and hard work can overcome the most difficult of circumstances. Our sincere thanks to our sponsors for acknowledging the achievements of these remarkably talented students. Congratulations to all of you students. The NSTF recognizes your hard work and the perseverance that was demanded of you in matric in the context of the COVID pandemic and of load shedding, and the strength of character that you needed to persist to be among the top achievers at all. May you be successful in your studies and go from strength to strength. We will now hear speeches by 4 of the students. The first student is Simpiwe Kubeka, who is studying electrical and computer engineering at UCT and who hails from KwaZulu-Natal. Please, Mr. Kubeka, the floor is yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking to you is Simpiwe Kubeka from a village of Ladysmith in KZN, and I matriculated in High School of Mtwaneni. I'm currently a student at the University of Cape Town doing electrical and computer engineering, and as a country of South Africa, we've experienced a lot of power shortages with the hope that they will end soon. We've experienced this not because we lack the science to terminate it, but because we lack the we experience this not because we lack the science to terminate it, but because we lack the skills to apply it. There has been many advancements made in the electronics and technology sector worldwide, and I feel like it is upon us as the advancing new generation of scientists and engineers. It is our job to prosper our country so that it utilizes its technology to its highest point as it was always supposed to. It is the difficult situations that we face in our country that are supposed to stir dissatisfaction in us and the necessity for us to trust above the norm and achieve greatness. I enrolled in this course because I felt like as the world is moving towards the 4th industrial revolution and everything moving to automation, there's no better chance to engage in this technical development than now for the benefit of our country and its people. We, of course, cannot move forward without prior knowledge, and as I quote the words of Saint Isaac Newton, if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. We've acquired the necessary knowledge from great thinkers, and we should embrace it and show gratitude for it by optimizing its usage. We are all here because we've achieved great. We've achieved great in our high school, and as much as we are capable of doing anything, we've realized that passion was mostly important because it is like the fuel for the journeys that we've all embarked on. And on that note, I would like to thank everyone for listening. Thank you.
It's not fair, hey? I mean, you do outstandingly in science and maths, and then someone puts you on a stage and makes you talk to people. Some people, well done, thank you. Secondly, we have Lonia Maputa, who is studying medicine at UCT and comes from Mpumalanga. Lonia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly an honor to be presenting to you tonight, and this will be short, I promise. As introduced, my name is Lonia Maputa, and I come from a small village called Oorlog, somewhere in the middle of Mpumalanga and Limpopo. And I matriculated last year at KwaNdebele Science School in Mpumalanga. I would first like to start by thanking the NSTF for this amazing opportunity. The past few days have been filled with momentous experiences, which I believe provide an amazing head start for me as I'm in the beginning of pursuing my career. As introduced, I am studying medicine at the University of Cape Town during my first year. And the big question now is why I chose to study medicine. And it's been not because I got distinctions, as everyone back home says. A few years ago, I fell really ill, and I was hospitalized for quite a long period of time. And it was during that time where I started to ask myself the questions, how my body has been functioning all this time, and how it somehow began to fail me. From that moment, and driven together with my inner curiosity, I began to develop a huge interest for human anatomy and physiology, which has been growing ever since. And with that, living in an area where people wake up to and go to sleep filled with democratic frustrations to which the hope of many people perishes, I have always dreamt of and believed that with just the right amount of curiosity, the right amount of time in research, and exploration of all the possibilities around us and within us, there's still hope for the future. It's easier said than done, but it's something, and that's how I ended up choosing medicine.
Thank you. Well done, Lonia. The third student tonight is Simone Lowe, who is studying mechatronics, if I'm not mistaken. Electronics, electrical engineering. That's it. I'm sorry. I have, got that wrong. At Stellenbosch University, I got that right. Yes. Right. And she hails from the Western Cape. Simone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a privilege it is to be here tonight. And I just want to thank the NSTF for inviting me to this prestigious event and for the incredible tour we had the last 3 days that you just saw on the video. So as you just heard, my name is Simone Anamart and I come from Stellenbosch, where I'm studying electrical and electronic engineering. Sometimes I feel as if when I'm not learning something new, like I'm missing out on life. Just seeing the beauty and complexity of God's creation and the absolute fine-tuning of the universe is what inspires me to learn and do what I do. When I was about 9 years old, I started to play around with some basic JavaScript programming, and at 12, one of my sister's university friends taught me how to build circuits and program them to do various things. And I love the idea that if I see a problem, I can build and then program something to address that specific need. And I kept learning and building, and I eventually realized that if I actually want to produce something useful to society that can make a difference, I probably have to study something like electronic engineering. My dream is to one day innovate in such a way that I do not let the human belief in the impossibility of things limit me. Because what if we're wrong? What if it is possible? Thank you.
Thank you, Simone. I must tell you that Simone was the one who was asking all the questions when we went to visit Tsimologong Precinct, which is a software development innovation center at Wits. So, yes, she's ahead of the rest of us. Well, some of us, anyway. Way to go. Last but not at all least, we have Boninga Kwetsimani Maritsi, studying medicine at UCT from Mpumalanga. Boninga.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I have to start by saying what an honor it is to get to address such an anomalous audience tonight at this very prestigious and propitious occasion. For which I give thanks to God for the wonderful blessing it is to be found here. And to the NSTF, I say thank you for an opportunity to be part of something greater than myself. I am Boninga Kwetsimani Maritsi, a very handsome young man, as you can see. Thank you. Hailing from the local municipality of Bushbuck Region, Mpumalanga, who matriculated in a Quintile 1 government school named Acorn to Oaks with excellent marks in mathematics and physical sciences. I hitherto remain fascinated by the ever-growing knowledge and relevance in and of these aforementioned disciplines. Now currently pursuing a degree in medicine at UCT, I have often been asked, why medicine? And my answer to this question has always drawn me back to my childhood experiences and many other experiences of my loved ones of the poor South African public healthcare system. However, time wouldn't allow me to even briefly tell of my anecdotes pertaining to the same experiences. And so in short, I'll say it in this way. For both the emotional and psychological scars I incurred under a rather primitive and disabled healthcare system as compared to other countries, there is no greater healing than to see the wounds of those who fall victim to the same system being healed. Studying medicine, thank you. Studying medicine gets me a step closer to getting to treat others and a step closer to my own healing in that sense. Thank you all for your attentive ears and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Boninga, our inspiration for having self-confidence. Really appreciated that. Well done. Now I have an exciting announcement. We got the opportunity of sending 2 of these students to London to leave later this month, only in about 10 days' time, to attend the London International Young Youth Science Forum. And yes. This is courtesy of the Department of Science and Innovation and the City of London. The Youth Science Forum lasts for 15 days from the 26th of July to the 9th of August at Imperial College London. They welcome 500 science students from more than 70 countries. Following a process of selection, our team considered certain criteria when we listened to the students' speeches and shortlisted 10 of them. It was terribly difficult to choose because not only are these students super smart, but many of them have a way with words, as you heard. A number of them also see the bigger picture and how their study fields relate to problems that the world is facing. In the end, the winners of the London trip are Lutendo Portia Rambeva, Lutendo, can you just wave at the audience there? I won't put you on stage to talk. She's from Limpopo and she's studying medicine at UCT. And our second ambassador to Great Britain is Simpiwe Kubeka, who you just heard, from KwaZulu-Natal. They both happen to be studying at UCT. I promise you we have not got a deal with UCT. We're being paid absolutely nothing for this. And so the two will pack their bags, if they haven't already, and with some warm clothes, but they've had the experience of snow in Johannesburg, so they're well prepared, I think, now for London. We send them off with great joy, and we hope that the experience will be a very fulfilling one. Give the students a last round of applause, please. Thank you.
Well, look whose job is being threatened right now. Who's the speaker? Oh, never mind. They're all great speakers. Big round of applause. Wow.
The sponsors, representatives, sponsors, the CEO of well, let me just say.
You can come and say.
Can we call up the CEO of SACNASP and Mr. Danda Tue of the DSI to come and have a photograph with the students.
Big round of applause from both Cape Town and Johannesburg, as well as our virtual audience. We'll congratulate all the students. This is the class of 2022, and incredible stuff, being part of the NSTF Brilliance Program. Man, oh man, you gotta strap yourself in, because these kids, they are our future scientists. So ladies and gentlemen, while the photography team are getting busy to capture their right angles, let me tell you that tonight is still a night of celebration, not only for the excellence achieved by the finalists, but also to mark a very special milestone. This year, 2023, the National Science and Technology Forum celebrates its 25th anniversary as the flagship project of the NSTF. Now, the awards have grown steadily over the years and in the number of winners awarded annually. And there's a range of categories, and in participation as well by the communities that are involved. The milestone achieved by the NSTF Awards reflects in this video what we'll present to you right now.
Cape Town and Johannesburg, let's unite in a thunderous round of applause. And those of you at home, if we can't hear you, send a tweet. And let's honor the past 277 winners spanning 24 years of the NSTF. To mark the Silver Jubilee of the NSTF Awards, I now call on Prof. Jeffrey Mpachlele in Johannesburg to make the announcement of the awardee who will receive the second NSTF Ukhozi Award. To assist him here in Cape Town, we call on Professor Ali Dansey, the immediate past chairperson of the NSTF, to hand over the trophy should the winner be in Cape Town. Let's go over to Johannesburg.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you have heard, this is the special award ceremony, the 25th anniversary award ceremony. So in celebration of these awards, NSTF is proud to announce the second NSTF Ukhozi Award winner. This is not a secret for those who have seen the book. So the winner is in our book, but let me just tell you a little bit about the Ukhozi Award winner. So Dr. Philemon Mjwaha, who is the Director General of Department of Science and Innovation, happens to be the recipient of this second Ukhozi Award for his outstanding contribution to STI in South Africa, as well as to the NSTF over many years. His significant influence is seen in numerous ways. Just to give you, or list a few, his major contribution to South Africa's national system of innovation over the years, the role he played in building strong relations between the DSI and the NSTF, his facilitation of funding and supporting and enabling NSTF to continue fulfilling its mandate and its non-profit activities, the key role he continues to play in government through his astute leadership and in substantially contributing to the government's agenda for research, innovation, and the generation of high-level skills for the sake of South Africa's future. And he remains an inspiration as he brings along himself as a role model for the youth and everybody else. So Dr. Mjwaha holds a PhD, as you all know, from University of Witwatersrand. His academic career includes serving as Professor of Science and Technology, Policy at University of Pretoria, and Physics lecturer at the Universities of Wits, South Africa, and Fort Hare. Dr. Mjwaha has published and presented numerous papers on physics, technology analysis, and technology foresight. His professional experience includes working as a director in the former DAXT, serving on the National Advisory Council on Innovation, NASI, and as a group executive for research and development and strategic human capital development at the CSIR. Obviously, his CV is long, and it's not my intent to go through the entire CV, but just to tell you that Dr. Mjwaha's involvement with the NSTF goes back to 2000 as a director at DAXT, but increasingly so since he was appointed as DG of DSI in 2006. He has ensured that the NSTF has a sustainable and stable collaboration with the DSI in promoting SET and innovation in South Africa. Dr. Mjwaha serves on the NSTF Exco as the main representative of the DSI and also as the main representative of the government. The Ukhozi Award Trophy is a special award. As I said, this is the second award since inception of our awards ceremony. Ukhozi means eagle in Zulu and especially refers to the black eagle. The black eagle is an inhabitant of Southern Africa and indigenous to the continent. The trophy's color is similar to that of the eagle's wings feathers. The Ukhozi Award clearly aligns with Dr. Mjwaha. His is the world of SET, where he has flown to great heights and is admired by the many people who look up to him. He is innovative and commanding and quintessentially South African. At the same time, he has expanded his achievements and influence to other African countries, as well as others in the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's join hands and award the second Ukhozi NSTF Award to Dr. Philemon Mujwaha.
With us.
My understanding is that you will announce in Cape Town who is the recipient or who is receiving on behalf of Dr. Mujwaha this award.
Yes, so receiving the award here in Cape Town, we have Dr. Muneni Morfe, Deputy Director General, Socio-Economic Innovation Partnership at the Department of Science and Innovation.
Good evening. I think on behalf of the Director General, I just want to express my sincere appreciation. And I think it is really many more engagements and painful juggling of issues dealing with various stakeholders that enable the DG to be what he is and to continue to be what he is. And I think as the theme of this event shows, the ocean, everything that is vast enough that we can't quantify, we always refer to it as being oceanic in one way or another. I think that is a representation of the challenges that we have to deal with in the science space, but most importantly, the opportunities that are of oceanic proportions that science must still unveil. And I think with the ongoing support and the foundation that the DG has laid, this country can only be in a better place. Thank you.
For a moment, we thought the eagle had flown. Ladies and gentlemen, now there's more star-studded science and technology news to come, but right now, let's first view the keynote address of the Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Dr. Blade Nzimande. As I said, unfortunately, he's not with us, but he managed to record his keynote address. I invite you to watch the screen.
NSTF Chairperson Professor Jeffrey Mpahlele, NSTF Executive Committee members, and Executive Director Ms. Yansi Niehaus, representative of co-branding sponsor South32, Dr. Opa Nkachisang, Chairperson of the Adjudication Panel, Mr. Dennis Hunt, DDGs of the Department of Science and Innovation, Dr. Mope and Mr. Dan Tutoit, Committee of Heads of Research Technology members, representatives and leaders from our science councils and related entities, Dr. Vincent Mapai, Chairperson of the Discovery Foundation, Professor Pamela Naidu, CEO of the Heart Foundation, Mr. Hussein Kachiker, CEO of the Maiden Guardian, Professor Daya Reddy, Vice Chancellor, University of Cape Town and Innovation, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to address you on this important occasion that celebrates some of the most outstanding contributions to the advancement of scientific excellence in our country by individuals and organizations. It is perhaps fitting that I start by highlighting that as part of one of the key stakeholders within our country's national system of innovation, the NSTF Awards have been celebrating South African research and innovation for a quarter of a century. It has grown from 2 awards in 1998 to 16 awards tonight. Almost 300 outstanding researchers, innovators, teams, and organizations have been awarded throughout the years. By all accounts, this is a phenomenal growth over the past 2 decades and something I believe is deserving of our congratulations. I'm also informed that tonight we'll also see the awarding of a special award called NSTF-Ukhozi Award. I congratulate you on this collaboration and I wish this collaboration to grow even further. There is general agreement among scientists, business leaders, and public policymakers that science and innovation are more important to South Africa and the world than ever before. To find greater resonance and value outside the scientific community, science and technology needs to be seen to be solving some of the most pressing, urgent social challenges that ordinary human beings are grappling with on a day-to-day basis. This is even more important for developing countries. The NSTF Awards are important in a number of respects. First, they remind us that the search for sustainable solutions for humanity must be underpinned by a culture of excellence in all we do. While a number of individuals and organizations are involved in science, technology, and innovation, some distinguish themselves by attaining the highest scientific and ethical standards possible. This then suggests that in addition to recognizing scientific excellence, at occasions such as these ones, it is equally important that we also link the notion of scientific excellence to social consciousness and social justice. By this, I mean the deliberate application of science, technology, and innovation to help resolve some of humanity's most urgent problems. The world has changed significantly in the last 50 years or so, and with these changes have come several complexities for individual citizens and countries alike. To help us develop a deeper appreciation of these complexities, the World Economic Forum's 2023 Risk Report makes a few instructive observations. The report observes that as 2023, I quote, begins, the world is facing a set of risks that feel both wholly new and eerily familiar. We have seen a return of older risks, inflation, cost of living crises, trade wars, capital outflows from emerging markets, widespread social unrest, geopolitical confrontation, and the specter of nuclear war, which few of this generation's business leaders, public policy makers, and political leaders have experienced, unquote. The report further observes that these are being amplified by comparatively new developments in the global risks landscape, including unsustainable levels of debt, a new era of low growth, low global investment, and deglobalization, a decline in human development after decades of progress, rapid and unconstrained development of dual-use technologies, and the growing pressure of climate change impacts and ambitions in an ever-shrinking window for transition to a 1.5 degrees warmer world. Together, these are converging to shape a unique, uncertain, and turbulent decade to come. That was from that World Bank report. Prominent social activist Arundhati Roy puts it more sharply, and I quote, "Once, weapons were manufactured to fight wars. Now wars are manufactured to sell weapons," unquote. While these risks are described as global, we are conscious of the fact that countries in the global south are invariably going to be the most affected by all this. As part of the global south, this compels us as South African scientists, innovators, and public policymakers to ask a number of pertinent questions. One such question being, to what extent do the innovations that we are celebrating here tonight and on other occasions help us address some of our country's most urgent social and economic challenges? The advent of the Fourth Industrial Revolution has not just brought with it profound changes for the world of work, but it has transformed our very way of life. we are now seeing how entire industry are rapidly transforming, and even social relationships and human interaction. A number of occupations are becoming obsolete and new ones are being born in areas such as artificial intelligence, cloud computing, robotics, 3D printing, and advanced wireless technologies. We are also seeing how all this is fundamentally changing the skills requirements for various jobs. The World Bank again has estimated that 65% of children entering primary school today will ultimately end up working in completely new jobs that don't exist yet. It is also anticipated that a wide range of occupations will require a higher degree of cognitive abilities such as creativity, logical reasoning, and problem solving as part of their core skills. This is the reality of the world we live in today, and we must ensure that we prepare our young people to not just be able to participate in a world that is defined by such developments as the Fourth Industrial Revolution, but also to ensure that the young people of our country themselves are able to make their own contribution to new technologies. We must do all what I have outlined above with a view to craft a fundamentally different future for our people, wherein science, technology, and innovation will play an increasingly leading role in helping find sustainable solutions for such challenges as poverty, inequality, crime, gender-based violence, access to healthcare and education, economic growth, and development. In conclusion, for decades, the NSTF has served as a platform for key stakeholders within our national system of innovation to come together and develop common approaches to the challenges of our time. Today, we continue to celebrate this NSTF in its role. Tonight's awards serve as a potent affirmation of the fact that a different future for our people through science, technology, and innovation is indeed finally possible. Congratulations to all those individuals and organizations who are being honored here tonight. We hope to use your work to inspire the next generation of scientists and innovators. I thank you.
Well, he's known for a man with not just many words, but a man of action. And his enduring dedication to education, science, and technology, Dr. Blade Nzimande. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause. Well, the youngsters have really set the bar high here earlier today, but we are just getting started. We're also proud tonight to recognize the brightest minds in science, engineering, technology, and innovation in South Africa. So honoring the finalists and presenting the awards to the winners are Mr. Dennis Hunt in Johannesburg. He is the chairperson and head adjudicator of the NSTF Awards adjudication panel. And I'm with the panel there at table A to tell me Dennis is the Wikipedia of the NSTF Awards. And in Cape Town, we go to Professor Glenda Gray, the president of the South African Medical Research Council and member of the NSTF adjudication panel, both taking turns to announce the winners. But ladies and gentlemen, the Wikipedia, Mr. Dennis Hunt.
Deputy Directors General, distinguished guests, NSTF members, finalists, students, and other attendees on YouTube. 322, that was 224 last year, nominations were registered this year. At the close of nominations, we received 145. We had 124 at that time last year. Nominations, of which 32 were nominations in more than one category. The full list of nominations received was published in April. The NSTF continues to feel proud of the extent to which achievers of our society have been prepared to make their names available for these awards and to tell us of their achievements. This is a tribute to the regard in which these awards are held and the commitment from the science and technology community to the objectives that the NSTF has set out to achieve. We make no apology for striving to reward research and development and innovations that have reached the level of delivering results for our economic growth. We remain open to suggestions as to how the awards might be improved and to partner with members of the National System of Innovation on existing categories or new ones. This year, we have finalists who have been involved in a large number of disciplines, from astronomy to zoology. The majority of the nominations have been associated with water, where we have 12, and medical subjects, of which we have 14. The response to the special annual theme award, Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, produced 4 finalists. And although 8 other nominations were received in the category, most of which required a stretch to make a connection to ocean science, sadly. It perhaps indicates that the subject needs more attention in the system of innovation. One of the pillars of our system is that we do not want to reward any contribution a second time. In the early years of the awards, the periods to be considered were made short to permit those previously excluded from the system to have a better chance of an award. These periods have, with maturity of the awards, been extended. The pool of past winners has also grown, and some of those return for a further consideration. We set out in the rules last year, in more detail than heretofore, the conditions under which repeat nominees can be considered. Sometimes these are well understood and adhered to. Sometimes the nominations, regrettably, do not. This can make for some difficult and uncomfortable decisions and interpretations for the adjudication panel. However, we do believe that it is important to encourage and recognise new work, new talent, and new faces. I may have said that before. I'm especially grateful to my colleagues on the adjudication panel and their employers, as well as to the members of the panel of experts who were all named in the Who's Who booklet, which has been published on the NSTF website, and who gave selflessly of their time to the selection of the finalists and the winners. And of course, you find that booklet on your tables. A few words now on the protocol. A finalist, by our definition, is a nominee considered eligible for the award. A finalist has made a sufficiently outstanding contribution and qualifies to be considered in the category. The NSTF recognises and celebrates all of the 58 finalists, 15 in more than one category, who were announced in the NSTF newsletter in May. A certificate has been prepared for each finalist and has been emailed to them. In one sense, they are all winners. Can we give them a round of applause? This is the process for announcing the winners tonight. I, alternating with Professor Glenda Gray in Cape Town, will announce the category. We will then announce the winner, who will then be called up to the stage. If present, the winner will come up to the stage, receive the award, and say a few words. We will now switch to Cape Town for you to meet Professor Gray. Professor Gray is a South African physician, scientist, an activist specializing in the care of children and in HIV medicine, and incidentally, the president of the MRC. In 2012, she was awarded South Africa's highest honor, the Order of Mapungubwe, Silver, and was recognized as one of the 100 most influential people by Time magazine in 2017, and was listed amongst Africa's 50 most powerful women by Forbes Africa magazine in 2020. Her research expertise involves developing microbicides for sexually transmitted diseases and HIV vaccines. Professor Gray will introduce the trophy and thereafter will announce the first winner. So it's over to Cape Town. Please welcome Professor Gray.
So thank you, Dennis. As you can see, I also look like a penguin, and I actually match both you and Jeff very well. So we're very well coordinated tonight. So I want to thank you, Dennis, very much for everything. The NST Awards recognize outstanding contributions to science, engineering, technology, and innovation in South Africa by individuals, teams, and organizations across 14 different categories. It's been a complete privilege assessing the outstanding work of our awards nominees and working with the rest of the NST Awards adjudication panel to decide the finalists and the winner. No awards event is complete without the all-important trophy. NSTF is especially proud of its trophy, which is a one-of-a-kind in South Africa. It is manufactured by 3D printing or additive manufacturing with titanium. Without further ado, let's start the awards proceeding with a video on the trophy. Thank you. So Gillian, luckily you didn't have high heel shoes on. I do have high heel shoes on, and I have to stand here. You had the ocean behind you. I had a titanium trophy behind me. So thank you very much. I think I'd like that ocean. I would have done a little surf bit, but I didn't. Next time maybe you'll do that. So the Department of Science and Innovation has been sponsoring the NST Awards for 25 years now. We recognize them through the presence of the minister who we spoke on the video just now, and the presence of our 2 DDGs, one in Cape Town and one in Johannesburg. I want to ask Dr. Mboneni Mufe to please join me on the stage. Now, we're all scientists, and I watched Mboneni tonight to try and turn grape tizer into wine. He was drinking grape tizer and divining, but he's not an alchemist, unfortunately. And I'm sorry that that grape tizer never turned into wine. But thank you very much for coming here tonight. It's always a pleasure to see you. So our first award in the special annual theme award category, the Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, goes to an individual or an organization for an outstanding contribution to science, engineering, technology, and innovation in recognition of the Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development as declared by the United Nations, and is awarded according to the criteria in any of the other categories but which meet this objective. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Special Annual Theme Award, Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. Professor Isabel Ansorge, Professor Andrew Green, Professor Juliet Hermes, Mammal Research Institute Whale Unit,
So for excellence in marine geoscience research, which forms the key to unlocking the blue economies of the world's oceans and protecting our coastlines from the effects of climate change, the award goes to the Professor of Marine Biology at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Professor Andrew Green.
Wow. I wasn't expecting to have to say any words, but well, obviously I'd like to thank the NSTF, and in particular I'd like to thank Dennis Hunt for his encouragement. He was the one that actually suggested I put my nomination in for this category as well. So thank you to you, Dennis, in particular for helping me through that in a hurried field trip while I was in Singapore, basically dying from heat. I very much appreciate that. To the NSTF too for the award, thank you very much. It means a lot to me. It feels very solid, so I think my kids probably will not destroy this one. Very pleased, very active 3-year-old that loves to get into things. Obviously, this can't be done alone. I have to thank all of the postgrad students I've had for the years and their sustained efforts for helping me along with this. It's not a one-man show. And in particular, to thank my parents. I first saw the ocean when I was about 3 or 4 years old. I'm from Zimbabwe, so I'm an import. And I was immediately fascinated. I thought it was just the most wondrous thing. It's kept me going back. The only thing that's kept me out of the water for the last few years has been, of course, young children. An E. coli problem, as you guys might well know. And then, of course, some of the various effects of the looting and the rioting a few years back. But I intend to return, and this is going to be my call back to the ocean. I love the ocean so much, so it's a real privilege to be able to have this award. And last but not least, I have to thank my wife, my better half. She is the most supportive human being. She's been there for me in every possible aspect. She's here with me tonight. I'm just so grateful. It's never an easy walk to do these things. To get an award like this takes lots of time and dedication, and she's been there every step of the way. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
I was wondering about that moustache, but then I realized all white men look the same. But his wife does know how to make water into wine. So the next award goes to a non-governmental organization for an outstanding contribution over the last 5 years, 5 to 10 years, to science, engineering, and technology, including innovation, technology transfer, and education and training activities. We would now like to invite Mr. Tony Malek, from the Regional Sales Manager of Special Features from Business Group at the Independent Media Group, a media sponsor over a number of years, to join us on the stage for the presentation on this award. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Non-Governmental Organization Award. Community Keepers. Freshwater Research Center. Saibono Discovery Center.
So for their project to enhance resilience and promote mental health and well-being among South African learners, their parents, teachers and community through socio-emotional learning opportunities, therapeutic counseling, referrals, support groups and resilience building workshops, free of charge. The NGO award goes to Community Keepers. Would Gerrit? Where is he? So can Gerrit Launing, he's coming. Slow down, this teleprompter is moving too fast. That's why the Joburg people are gone rogue. They're using paper. So please, can Gerrit Launing, the Chief Executive Officer, please come forward to receive the award. Thank you.
So, fellow human beings, the plot thickens because you can see, or you could see, that on my picture, it was a guy without a beard or a moustache. So be ready for a few more surprises tonight still. Prof. Green, thank you for opening that joke for us. I'm going to be brave tonight, and I'm going to suggest a mathematical formula. And I'm saying brave because I know there are giants in the fields of STEM sitting in front of me, and also in Joburg, and probably on YouTube. So my mathematical formula tonight is 1 plus 1 equals 11. It goes further. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 111. The 1 plus 1 is where we realize as an organization, as an NGO, that we cannot live without partners. And we've got amazing partnerships. And every time we get a partner that adds to the value that we do, it becomes an exponential adding. So tonight, first of all, the 1 plus 1 is dedicated to all my colleagues, the people in the trenches, my fellow social workers, registered counselors, clinical psychologists, educational psychologists, and frontline mental health workers. It is them that are making Community Keepers what we are. And I totally dedicate this to each of my colleagues. Adding another 1 to get to 111 are our amazing academic partners. We have got truly beautiful relationships with the University of Stellenbosch, also with UCT, and I'm seeing that this year we have moved into the north of the country. We're also looking forward to making connections in the north. We've also recently moved into the Eastern Cape, so we're really excited about additional partnerships. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and there is still hope for our country and for our learners because they still have got hope. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
So thank you for embracing the spirit of Ubuntu. We now cross over to Johannesburg for the next award.
It's now my pleasure to invite the Deputy Director General, Internal Cooperation and Resources, Mr. Dan du Toit, representing the Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, to the stage. Would you please come forward, Mr. du Toit? Our next award is to an individual or a team for an outstanding contribution through communication for outreach and creating awareness of science, engineering, technology and innovation over the last 5 years. We would now like to invite Mr. Hussein Kureika, CEO of the Mail and Guardian, a media sponsor over a number of years, to join us on stage in Johannesburg for the presentation of this award. Please would you come forward? Thank you. We will now show you the finalists for this award on a video slides.
Communication Award. Professor Ryan Blumenthal, Consulting Engineers, South Africa. Professor Roger Dean. Shakira Hussein. Dr. Martina Jordan. Professor Pat Mfanelo Nsobi. Professor Refilwe Nancy Bashwana Mafuya. South African Child Gauge.
For the achievement of 75 million rand digital upgrade of the Johannesburg Planetarium into a flagship science and technology engagement facility where he has shared cutting-edge, clearly communicated astrophysics research with the public on a national stage in combination with leading the communications and fundraising campaign, the award goes to the Director, the University of Witwatersrand Centre for Astrophysics and Saatchi Chair in Radio Astronomy, Professor Roger Dean.
Well, good evening, everyone, and a huge thank you to the Department of Science and Innovation, to NSTF-32, to NSTF and South32 for just a wonderful evening celebrating South African science. It's so rewarding to receive an award for science engagement, something I feel so passionate about. Now, a mathematical formula was just introduced, so I feel I'm at liberty to tell a short physics story. Physicists in the room might remember it. It's about Paul Dirac, the famous theoretical physicist, Nobel Prize winner. He finished the lecture, and an impassioned member of the audience at the back asked the question, stood up and said, Professor Dirac, wonderful lecture, but I didn't understand the equation on the top right of the blackboard. There was an interminable silence, and the program director stepped in eventually and said, Professor Dirac, are you going to answer the question? To which Dirac answered, that wasn't a question. Now, I'm sure you will agree with me that science communication has moved on significantly since Dirac's time. And it's thanks to fellow finalists here and science communicators and researchers that feel passionate about their work and communicate it with the broader public and share the wonders of science with young and old. So I'm just so delighted to be a part of that wonderful community doing wonderful, wonderful work. I was recently asked by a friend of mine, and only partly in jest, if a scientist makes a discovery in the forest and doesn't tell anyone, does it matter? Now, we can have many bottles of wine and discuss the philosophical element there, but there's no question that communicating that more broadly with the public makes it matter so much more. And the reasons for this are not just because often that is funded by the public purse or because of the innovation that comes from that, but because it's part of our societal fabric. It's part of our collective societal consciousness, scientific discovery, understanding our universe, our world, our oceans much better. And I just feel, we feel an incredible pride in being able to contribute to that, just like the performing arts and the visual arts. I have obviously, this is by no means me individually. There is just so many people that have contributed to this. I want to single out the WITS communications team, Sharona Patel, Skalk Maton, and their team have just been incredible. A fellow finalist, Shakira Hossan from University of Pretoria, we've done some wonderful work together. My funder for the South African, for my research chair, the South African Radio Astronomy Observatory. We fund my chair through the Department of Science, Innovation and National Research Foundation. I'm grateful to the WITS Digital Dome Working Group, who realized the WITS Anglo-American Digital Dome. It was just an incredible project to transform the 62-year-old iconic facility, STEM facility on the Johannesburg skyline. I want to thank my research team that are just incredible, provide so much inspiration and enthusiasm every day. And last, but certainly not least, my wife and 2 boys at home, soon to be 3 in 2 weeks. That's why my wife's not here. But everything you do and everything you absorb and everything you understand because of all the sacrifices that need to be made to do things like this, I'm eternally grateful. Thank you.
My thanks to Mr. Kureka. We now come to the Innovation Awards. These awards go to a team or individual for innovations and their research and or development over the last 5 to 10 years. Firstly, to a corporate organization, and secondly, to a small, medium or micro enterprise organization. Because no suitable nomination was received in the corporate category, note the corporates, it was decided to make 2 awards in the SMME category. This award is sponsored for the 5th year by the National Intellectual Property Management Office. Would Ms. Lindiwe Mashimbai, the Deputy Director of Funds and Incentive Management at NIPMO, please join us on the stage for the presentation. We will now show you the finalists for these awards.
Innovation Award SMME, sponsored by the National Intellectual Property Management Office. Line Organic, Pegasus Universal Aerospace Team, Zambezi Analytics,
For the first award to an SMME, through their revolutionary biomass conversion technology, their company is helping to replace chemicals derived from fossil fuels with biochemicals such as lignin, which they produce, and has successfully formulated and commercialized as a skincare brand. The award goes to Lignorganics Pty Limited. With the CEO and founder, Mr. Chepo Manguali, please come forward to receive the award.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to say that all protocol observed. Our company started off really at humble beginnings. Started off doing research in a kitchen, believe it or not. So we're actually not from a research institution. So we started off doing research in the kitchen, and today we are proud to be here. We've done a lot of work, especially in terms of biomass valorization. And I'll also take a little moment to just thank all of our supporters, especially the Department of Science and Innovation. I think without them, we would have struggled to get where we are here, especially the bioeconomy division. We really thank you guys for your support. I'd also like to thank my team. I have a very small and dynamic team. There's about 7 of us now, but the amount of work we've done to get to this point, I think it truly shows the agility and the eagerness that we have to really transform the world. Because we are all about transitioning from fossil fuel-based products to much more renewable-based products. And for that, I thank my team a lot. But just before I go, I would also like to say that I am an entrepreneur, but I would like to highlight that we have a brand called Orfil. Please check it out. We do sell skincare and cosmetic brands. Our website is www.orfil.co.za. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
for the second award in this category to an SMME for the design and development of a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, which it is envisaged should create between 7,000 and 11,000 new jobs, and the development of the necessary skills locally. The award goes to the Pegasus Universal Aerospace team. Would Dr. Mohammed Reza Mir, Chairman and Founder, please come forward to receive the award?
Thank you very much. It really is an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you. It was quite intimidating to open up that book and see that almost everybody had a prof in front of their name. So congratulations to everyone. Hopefully one day. Really, this is quite an honor. You know, we've been working on this project for quite some time. And in the beginning, it was almost just something that we thought, look, let's see if it's something that we can make happen. Vertical takeoff at the time was very unheard of. Now there's many small eVTOL projects, but for us, our goal is business jet flight, and obviously we don't do it for awards. We do it because we love science, we love innovation. It's something that we want to see, and it's encouraging to see many young people here today moving forward and learning more about the STEM subjects, and anything we can do to encourage that, I think, will benefit all of us. We're all here together on this planet, one people, and if we can work together to fix all of the challenges that our planet faces, I think we'll all be in for a much better future. So again, thank you very much. It's really an honor. Thank you to my team. Thank you to NSTF, and really, this is very much appreciated. Thank you.
For the next award, we now cross back to Cape Town. Over to you, Professor Gray.
So we saw that the jet goes to Joburg. So the next award goes to an individual or an organization for an outstanding contribution to science, engineering, and technology by advancing the availability, management, and reuse of research data. We'd like to now invite Professor Katitshelo Nepawa, Chairperson of the South African Council for Natural Scientific Professions, a generous sponsor of some of the NSTF youth programs, to join us on the stage tonight for the presentation of this award. We'll now show you the finalists for this award.
Data for Research Award. Professor Karen Barnes. Coronavirus COVID-19 Data Repository for South Africa, COVID-19 ZA volunteers. Freshwater Biodiversity Information System Team. Inter-University Institute for Data-Intensive Astronomy.
So for the development of a powerful open access system for hosting, analyzing, and serving freshwater biodiversity data for South Africa in order to facilitate freshwater decision making, the award goes to the Freshwater Biodiversity Information System developed by the Freshwater Research Center and technical partner Kotoza. We understand that the Executive Director, Dr. Helen Dallas, was unable to join us tonight. Will Mr. Mohammed Kaji, representing Dr. Dallas and their team members, please come forward and receive the award. Thank you very much.
Good evening, colleagues. I use the word colleagues loosely because I am a postgraduate student at the Freshwater Research Center, and in front of me sits the giants of science in this country. So perhaps it's more of a manifestation for the future. I would like to accept this award on behalf of the Freshwater Research Center, our Executive Director, Dr. Helen Dulles, as well as the entire FBIS project team. I would like to start by thanking the NSFT as well as South32 for providing us the opportunity to celebrate our research. Whilst the socialist inside of me will always be somewhat uncomfortable with attending a fancy event where a single seat costs as much as many South Africans make in a single month, I do acknowledge the importance of providing opportunities to celebrate the research and excellence that comes out of our country. With that in mind, I would also like to thank the Freshwater Research Center, all of our staff, researchers, interns, as well as all of the stakeholders and project partners that have joined us along this journey. The JRS Biodiversity Foundation, who have provided funding for this project right from the onset, as well as the South African National Biodiversity Institute, who are our main project partner within the country. In addition to that, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all of the collaborators within the South African freshwater community who have come on board with such positive engagements and support to help make this project a success. A big part of the success of the Freshwater Biodiversity Information System has been the collaborative nature and willingness of researchers from across the country, as well as government organizations, to share their data with us so that we can make it publicly available. What the FBIS project does is it provides access to freshwater biodiversity data for the whole of South Africa that is publicly available and can be used by researchers, by conservation managers, and importantly, by government. And we're already finding that outputs from this project are influencing conservation and management decisions on a national scale. In conclusion, I would like to dedicate this award to Professor Olaf Vale. Olaf was one of the early supporters of the FBIS project and someone who understood the importance of having biodiversity data freely available. Unfortunately, Olaf is no longer with us, and so in his honor, I would like to dedicate this award to one of the true giants of South African freshwater science. This one's for Olaf. Thank you very much.
So we now cross over to Johannesburg for the next award. Over to you, Dennis.
Thank you very much, Glenda. The next award goes to an individual or an organization for an outstanding contribution towards achieving biodiversity, conservation, environmental sustainability, and a greener economy over the last 5-10 years. We'd now like to invite Dr. Vuyisile Thugane, the Chief Executive of Bioeconomy at the Technology Innovation Agency and new sponsor for this category, to please join us on stage for the presentation of the award. Thank you very much, and I take that as a contribution to our thanks to him for this new award. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Green Economy Award, sponsored by the Technology Innovation Agency. Mammal Research Institute, Whale Unit. Professor Andrew Thatcher. Professor Rachel Weinberg.
For his work on extending our understanding of human factors ergonomics, or green ergonomics, to consider the entire Earth system, which has included theoretical developments, empirical investigations, and systematic reviews of the impact of these activities, leading to mutually supportive human-natural environment systems, the award goes to the Professor of Psychology at the University of Witwatersrand, Professor Andrew Thatcher. We understand that Professor Thatcher is abroad. Would Dr. Robin Drennan please come forward to receive the award on behalf of Professor Thatcher?
It is my privilege and pleasure to receive this award on behalf of Professor Andrew Thatcher. I think it's really significant in the sense that it's a psychologist, a professor in psychology, emphasizing the importance of the human elements in us advancing science, technology, and innovation for the good of the country, the continent, and the world. Thank you very much. Well done, Andrew.
We now cross back to Cape Town for the next award. Over to you, Glenda.
Thanks, Dennis. So the next award goes to an individual for an outstanding contribution through research and its outputs over a period of up to 6 years of research work, from the commencement of the research career predominantly in South Africa, focused on work as a clinician-scientist to enhance life and improve the health of the community. This award is sponsored by this award is sponsored for the first year by the South African Medical Research Council, with Professor Liesl Zulke, the Vice President of the Extramural Research and Internal Portfolio. Please join us on stage in Cape Town for this presentation of this award. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
NSTF-SAMRC Clinician-Scientist Award, sponsored by the South African Medical Research Council. Dr. Terusha Chetty, Professor Salome Maswime, Professor Shahida Musa, Dr. Michael Pinar, Dr. Lee van den Heevel, Dr. Charles Reve,
So this is very exciting for us as the MRC and the Clinician-Scientist Award. So for contribution through pioneering the field of global surgery in Africa, as part of a drive for greater equity and access to much-needed surgical care, and finding measures to reduce the maternal mortality from caesarean section in South Africa, this award goes to the head of global surgery, an obstetrician and gynecologist, University of Cape Town, Professor Salome Maswime. But now, name. So we should say that Salome has a clan name, and it's Mamalaki. So I want to introduce you Professor Mamalaki.
Good evening. Well, I think I had an unfair advantage receiving this award from three of my favorite people. Well, I'll start with a short story. When I was 24, I'd recently gotten married and had just finished my internship and decided that I wanted to try a stint as a housewife. I think I didn't do too bad, but my husband, after 3 months, suggested that I go back to work. He looked me in the eye, and we're driving, taking a long drive. He said, "You're a clever girl. I want you to go back to work, specialize, do a PhD, and get out of this house." And thanks to him, my husband over there, I guess I also realized that I was a clever girl and did the PhD, and today we've got this award. Thank you for recognizing the work that we're doing in global surgery and health equity, and thank you for also recognizing and creating this award for Clinician-Scientists. I was the founder and president of the South African Clinician-Scientists Society a few years ago, when we realized that we have a special type of science that really looks at health equity and looking at access to healthcare, and found that we're a unique group that people don't quite understand. And so the importance of creating a team and inspiring each other to do this work came out of that need. The biggest challenge for our generation is not going to be discovering new diseases or discovering new treatments. Yes, there's a very special place for that. But the real challenge for our generation is providing access to healthcare for people that cannot get that cannot receive healthcare, particularly in vulnerable populations. We know that on our continent, despite all the advances in medicine and healthcare, a lot of people are not able to access healthcare and don't benefit from the advances in science. And so it's important for us to interrogate the reasons behind that and to find new innovations and new ways of providing access to healthcare for those that don't have access. So thank you very much for recognizing the work that we do. I want to thank my team that does that we do all of this work with. I want to thank UCT for providing a home to do the science that we do. But I also want to recognize 3 organizations that funded me to become a clinician scientist. First, it was the Carnegie Corporation of New York, which funded my PhD, as well as at the same time with the South African Medical Research Council. Second, it was the Discovery Foundation, which gave me a unique opportunity to do my postdoctoral studies in Harvard, again, further becoming enhancing and becoming a better clinician scientist. But lastly, it was the South African Medical Research Council, which gave me a 5-year grant to develop my career, to grow as a clinician scientist and further develop this new discipline called global surgery. I couldn't have done any of this without the commitment and funding and support of organizations that were willing to partner with a small group of clinicians who also wanted to be scientists. Thank you very much.
She's one of my babies. Professor Salome is one of my babies. Can I say that? I'm very proud of her. The next award goes to an individual or an organization for an outstanding contribution towards achieving sustainable water management, knowledge generation, and solutions, to be awarded in recognition of demonstrated leadership, innovation, and impact. This award is sponsored for the 7th year by the Water Research Commission. Would Jennifer Motwan-Twe, the CEO of the Water Research Commission, please join us on the stage in Cape Town for the presentation. We will now show you the finalists for this award. There's Jennifer.
NSTF Water Research Commission Award. Sponsored by Water Research Commission. Professor John Annandale. Professor Kirsty Carden. Center for Water Resources Research, University of KwaZulu-Natal. Professor Patricia Forbes. Professor A.J. Mishra. Professor Craig Sheridan.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for providing a center of excellence for cutting-edge, applied and interdisciplinary research and postgraduate training in water resources, related research and capacity building, the award goes to the Center for Water Resources Research, the University of KwaZulu-Natal. We understand that the director, Professor Jeff Smithers, is abroad. Would Mr. Mark Horan, is that right? Representing Professor Smithers, please come forward to receive the award. Thank you.
Don't worry, it's a really, really big font. Well, it's weird. There's a screen, you can see yourself here. With humility, I accept this award on behalf of Professor Jeff Smithers and all the members and associates of the Center for Water Resources Research, past and present. The CWR has been actively pursuing water and environmental related challenges, both nationally and internationally, for some 11 years now, while some of its members have been active in the water research sector for more than 50. Water is a complex commodity, especially in Southern Africa. Not only is it the lifeblood of our nation, it also holds historical, cultural, and religious significance for many of our citizens, as well as the promise of sustainability, poverty alleviation, and social stability. Against this backdrop, we at the CWR recognize its importance, and we don't take our work lightly. Our aim is always to remain relevant and ensure that our findings are valuable and realistically and reliably translated back to the stakeholders on the ground, for whom water is an essential game changer. We're a team of hydrologists and other transdisciplinary specialists, and we value the work we do very seriously, and we are deeply passionate about it. It's this team of transdisciplinary experts who are the real winners here tonight. They deserve all the accolades. Obviously, I'm just standing here as a representative. It's their dedication to purpose that leads to the ongoing success of the center and the relevance of our research in society. We have to acknowledge, too, the many funders and supporters who make our work possible, in particular the sponsor of this award, the Water Research Commission. The WRC has funded the erstwhile University of Natal and now University of KwaZulu-Natal for some 5 decades, and their ongoing support remains a valuable cog in our ever-turning machine. Many government departments are also tireless underwriters of our work, including but not exclusively departments of water and sanitation, science and innovation, agriculture, forestry and fisheries, and environmental affairs. Most importantly, as a university-based center, we enjoy the privilege of watching students grow through our programs from shy undergraduates to groundbreaking PhDs, vested with advancing knowledge and carrying it forward to future generations. We are committed to reflect our research findings on our day-to-day curricula to ensure that students remain at the cutting edge of the technology. The student funding provided by our NSFAS and the NRF that enables us to pass our research knowledge onto the future custodians of our country is invaluable. In the Minister's absence, Dr. Nzimandi, we applaud you and your department's efforts on this. We hope that with every new generation of water specialists, the continued support of our many funders, both local and international, the relentless efforts of our transdisciplinary teams of experts within our center, the students, both undergraduate and postgraduate, and the communities with whom we aim to empower, and the human spirit's desire to know more, understand more, and discover more, we'll continue to shape the water resources landscape in this country one step at a time. We'd like to thank the NSTF-32 South and all of you this evening for this most prestigious and humbling award. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Am I imagining it, but is UKZN colonizing the Western Cape? Yeah. I think it's scary. UCT, you better watch out, eh? You better watch out. UKZN is coming to town. Okay, so thank you very much. We now go back to Johannesburg for the next award.
Thank you, Glenda. We now proceed to the Engineering Research Capacity Development Awards. There are 2 awards sponsored by Eskom, one to a male and one to a female researcher for engineering research capacity development over the last 5 to 10 years. Eskom has been sponsoring these awards since 2003. Just listen to that again, 2003, 20 years. Would Mrs. Prudence Madiba, General Manager, Research, Testing and Development from Eskom, please join us on the stage here in Johannesburg? And in Cape Town, would Dr. Ulrich Minnar, Middle Manager at Eskom, please join us on the stage in Cape Town? We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Engineering Research Capacity Development Award, sponsored by Eskom. Professor Dennis Kalumba. Professor Soraya Malinga. Professor Nosipo Moloto. Professor Onisimo Mutanga.
For her contribution to capacity building through finding simple synthetic methods for semiconductor nanocrystals that can be used as essential components in the development of affordable solutions for the production of clean water, renewable and clean energy, rapid diagnostics of diseases, and fast and easy to operate sensors, the award goes to the DSNRF Nedbank Saatchi Chair in Energy Materials at the University of the Witwatersrand, Professor Nosipho Moloto. Moloto, please come forward to receive the award.
Thank you. I'll start by thanking the NSTF and South32 for the invitation and sponsoring these awards. And then also I'd like to thank my team, especially my students over the years. They've contributed immensely to the success of my group. Together with my co-PIs, I don't do this alone. We are a group of young, vibrant, mostly female researchers who attract actually more than 70% female students, all the way from master's to PhD students. So this award is for them. And to Wits University, over the years, I think they've managed to support me very well as a young researcher and going up into the system. They've done a stellar job in supporting me. To the School of Chemistry for, taking my tantrums, asking for more lab space and more lab space every year. So thank you to them. And finally, but not least, to my husband for tolerating my tantrums as well in managing students, in, teaching him with our kids. I left him with 2 kids under 7 for a year without family near us, while I went and gone and did a postdoc at MIT. And I was like, well, I'm going. You are the father. So thank you to him and thank you to everybody.
For the Male Engineering Capacity Development Award in this category, for developing research capacity through the use of remote sensing techniques to support land use management, focusing on the development of the science and the application of these techniques for terrestrial ecosystems, the award goes to the Professor of Remote Sensing and the DSI NRF Saatchi Chair in Land Use Planning and Management at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Professor Onesimo Mutango. Now, would Professor please come forward to receive the award in Cape Town? Professor Mutango is in Cape Town, so over to Glenda.
Thank you very much. Whew. I didn't expect this. I don't envy the adjudication committee, especially when I looked at the list of finalists. I said, oh, how are they going to select this? Thanks so much to my research team, my postgraduate students, for assisting me in advancing the science of remote sensing. Their hard work, the number crunching that they do during the night, it's actually showing off. Thank you very much. I would like to extend my thanks also to the DSI, NRF, Saatchi Chair, for providing funding over the past few years, which has been supporting this research program. Thanks to my university, my DVC research is here, Professor Musa. My dean is here, Professor Sibia, and my dean of research, Professor Kobanali, who actually encouraged me to put an application for this award. Thank you so much for that. I thank you.
Thank you, sir.
How? UKZN, how? We now cross over to Johannesburg for the next award.
Thank you very much, Glenda, and thank you to our Eskom representatives. I am wearing my Eskom cufflinks tonight. Our next category is the award to an individual for an outstanding contribution to science, engineering and technology and innovation through management and related activities over the last 5 to 10 years. As the representative of our brand sponsor for a number of years, we'd like to invite the manager, government, public policy and stakeholder relations, Dr. Opa Nkagi-Sang of South32, whom you met a bit earlier in the evening, to the stage here in Johannesburg for the presentation of this award. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Management Award. Professor Isabel Ansorge. Professor Paxi Chirwa. Dr. Robin Drennan. Professor Judy van Billion.
For his contribution centered on people to future forestry development in South Africa and training future foresters aimed at recognizing the importance of communities in proximity to the forest resource in sustainable forest management and use, the award goes to the Chair and Director, Forest Postgraduate Program, University of Pretoria, Professor Paxi Chorwa. Would Professor Chorwa please come forward to receive the award?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite a pleasant surprise for me. I didn't expect this, but all the same, I accept it. First of all, I would like to thank God for placing me where I am. And secondly, I would like to also thank my Dean, Barent Erasmus, who is here. I think he encouraged me. I was almost like pushing it aside, but he said, go, 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 go. So thanks, Barent, for this. And also to my Dean, rather to my head of department, Nigel. Most importantly, also this goes to my postgraduate students who I've worked with over the years. I'll take you back a few years when I was in Stellenbosch. When I joined the forestry department, I think then it was more of commercial forestry and then forest industry. But then I always asked the question that, well, but where are the people in this? There's a good saying in forestry where we say forest or trees. It's not just about trees, it's about people. So you see that in the country where we are going now, even with the industry, you have to think of land claims and everything else. It's the people at the center of it. I mean, if you want to promote forestry for the future, then you have to include everyone else. So that's where we're taking it. And then indeed, forestry itself, whether it's conservation, it's all centered around people. Conservation of the past is long gone, so it's people and the resource. So all this is also dedicated to the people in the rural areas there. Lastly, but not least, I would like to thank my wife, Matilda, who is not with me here, far somewhere in northeast England, but I'm sure she's watching. This is to my family and everyone else. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nkogisen. Our next category is the T.W. Kambule-NSTF Awards to emerging researchers for research and its output for over a period of up to 6 years of research work from the commencement of the research career, predominantly in South Africa. We have a new prize sponsor in this category in the South African Young Academy of Science. Would Professor Thashri Maramutru, the co-chair of SciAS and associate professor of the WITS Advanced Drug Delivery Platform Research Unit, please join us here on stage. We will now show you the finalists for these awards.
T.W. Kambule, NSTF Award, Emerging Researcher. Prize sponsor, South African Young Academy of Science. Dr. Kimberly Chappell, Dr. Terusha Chetty, Dr. Rachel Dangarembizi, Professor Usisipo Feleni, Dr. Mubin Gulam, Dr. Daniel Hart, Professor Shahida Musa, Dr. Edward Netherlands, Dr. Michael Pinar, Dr. Daniel Ramotswela, Dr. Fidele Tugizimana, Dr. Charles Frevey,
You will appreciate that that was an astounding list to be able to make a choice in. For our first award in this category, for her contribution in electrochemistry with emphasis on electroanalytical sensors and biosensors, which comprise new chalcogenide-based quantum dot materials, nanoparticles, nanorods, and nanocomposites that contain unique and specific features for use in electrochemical sensing and signaling of diseases such as HIV, TB, and cancer, as well as monitoring water contamination. The award goes to the Associate Professor and Thematic Area Leader in Applied Electrochemistry at the Institute for Nanotechnology and Water Sustainability at UNISA, Professor Ukhozi Fellini. Now, we understand that Professor Fellini wasn't able to join us tonight. Would Professor Becky Mamba, there we are. He's here, Executive Dean of the College of Science at UNISA. Please come forward on her behalf to receive the award.
Wow. I'd like to congratulate Professor Ukhozi Fellini for such an award. She's so resilient, and she's been a magnet of awards from the USA, Spain, twice, Ireland, and the one that she has been waiting for has been this one. We thank the University of South Africa for supporting her research and grooming her, in particular the Institute for Nanotechnology and Water Sustainability. What you will not know is that she started an engaged scholarship project at her home village at Kofi-Mbaba. And I can assure you that this award will be celebrated in the Eastern Cape. And we thank her for the contribution, and we're looking forward to many more awards. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Mamba. For the second award in this emerging researcher category, for a contribution which attempts to utilize concepts from evolutionary biology to address biological questions of health, biological, social, and economic relevance to humans, which focuses on using knowledge of evolutionary biology of mammals to improve treatments of human medical conditions and to predict future consequences of climate change, the award goes to a Senior Research Fellow in the Zoology and Entomology Department at the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences at the University of Pretoria, Dr. Daniel Hart.
Completely, utterly unexpected. Very, very blessed by God, and for three reasons, which I want to actually point towards my where I was 10 years ago, which are the matrics coming through. Firstly, being born in South Africa, being able to work in South Africa, and as you, our group, we saw here, after your undergraduate, you will probably get lots of zeros in the future. Stay in South Africa. We hold the key to longevity, they hold the key to energy resources, so don't give up on South Africa and South Africa too soon. Then at a good institution, I'm going to point you out that I see no UP people, the University of Pretoria, no pressure, but I was actually sitting next to our Dean, Prof. Erasmus, who is why I'm sitting here for his support, and my second year lecturer, Prof. Chimimba, who guided me through the younger years. And then the third level of blessing is family and partnership, which is my partner Kieran, my parents at home, and The gentleman you saw at the beginning, which was a well-moustached gentleman, was Professor Nigel Bennett, who's sitting at the back here, who's nominated for an award as of for Life. Without Prof. Bennett's support, care, and mentorship, I will not be here. So for my young, up-and-coming scientists, find a mentor that cares for you, guide you, which there are many in South Africa. Hold on to them because they will carry you through and put you onto the top stages. So thank you so much, and thank you for everything.
We now cross back to Cape Town for the next award. Over to you, Glenda.
Dennis. So this definitely is the Oscars of science, and this is an Oscar evening, and the ante is just getting bigger and bigger. We're really upping the ante. So our next category is the T.W. Kambule-NSTF Researcher Award to an individual for research and its outputs over a period of 6 years up to 15 years of research work from the commencement of the research career as a researcher. ProSet, a sector of the NSTF representing over 45 professional societies, are now making their prize sponsorship to this category. Would Mr. Davy Botha, the co-chair of ProSet, please join me on the stage for this presentation. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
T.W. Kambule, NSTF Award Researcher. Prize sponsor, ProSet. Professor Ryan Blumenthal. Professor Novel Chegu. Professor Andrew Green. Professor A.J. Mishra. Professor Marlo Moller. Professor Nosipo Moloto. Professor Samuel Ulowafemi.
So for our life's work, which is focused mainly on the immunology of tuberculosis and the development of new tools for its management and conducting research on new tests that can assist in the rapid diagnosis of tuberculosis, this award goes to the Professor in the Division of Molecular Biology and Human Genetics, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Stellenbosch University, Professor Novel Chegu. Will Professor Chegu please come forward?
Wow. What can I say? Thank you so much to the NSTF and South32 for this award. And also want to special thanks to the prize sponsor ProSet. And before I continue talking, I first of all want to thank my Deputy Director for Research and Internalization, Professor Spisio Muyo, for nominating me for this award. I also acknowledge Professor Dandara, who supported the nomination. And as many colleagues have mentioned, the kind of work that we do is not possible without the contribution of a lot of people. I head a group that is working on developing new tools for diagnosing TB. And we firmly believe that in this day and age, it's incomprehensible that a mother has to go to the hospital up to 6 times before a form of TB called TB meningitis is diagnosed. It's not acceptable. So we have a team making up of, medical doctors, pediatric neurologists, engineers, and all other kinds of people who are working with me on developing new tools for TB. And really, this award is for all these team members. And lastly, before I go, I want to say special thank you to my wife, who has been very supportive. I sometimes wonder how she copes when I travel, and we have 3 kids, 3 little kids, and one of who broke his 3rd TV last week. So you can imagine how it is. But so thank you so much for this award, and I'm extremely grateful. Thank you.
What a wonderful evening, and tonight is now our final award. And our final award is to an individual for an outstanding contribution to science, engineering and technology over a period of a lifetime. So it's my pleasure to invite Professor Ali Danse, immediate past chairperson of the NSTF, to join me on the stage for this presentation. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Lifetime Award. Professor Nigel Bennett. Professor Clive Gray. Professor Juliet Hermes. Professor Jonathan Janssen. Professor Onisimo Mutanga. Professor Francesco Petruccione. Professor Judy Van Billion. Professor Brenda Wingfield.
So, for a distinguished contribution to the advancement of education scholarship through advanced research and publication, scholarly teaching, innovative university management, especially in times of racial disharmony, science leadership, school improvement, educational innovation, capacity development, public engagement, and science advocacy. The award goes to the Distinguished Professor of Education at the University of Stellenbosch and the President of the Academy of Science South Africa, a comrade, Professor Jonathan Janssen.
Well, thank you very much. When they give you a Lifetime Achievement Award, it's because they have a sense you might die soon. So thank you for your sympathy. I want to talk about other people tonight. If you work in a university like Stellenbosch, then every week there's about 3 or 4 or 5 awards that come across your email system. And then your nightmare begins because there are 2 women. One is Mareka and the other is Asima, and they would harass you. Are you submitting anything? Now, of course, you don't want to because you're busy with other stuff. Then they come back to you, are you submitting it? Then you submit something. And then you say to them, there is no way I am filling out these soul-deadening forms of the NSTF. It really is. I need to talk to Yancy. Yancy, hear me. Those forms are worse than filling out those solar application forms, you know, and so on. Oh, by the way, now you know where Eskom's money went. It went to funding these research, so that's why you're at stage 6. But to Mareka and to Asima, thank you so very much. You guys you should get awards for the incredible hard work you do in a large university to get the researchers to fill out their application forms for the NRF or the NSTF and so on and so forth. Mareka, I appreciate you. In her absence, Asima, I appreciate you too. So, 25 years ago, this award went to, for the first time, to a man called Mike Wingfield. And he's in the audience today. And I so much wanted, I genuinely mean this, I so much wanted his research partner, also an A1 rated researcher, both of them, to get it tonight, because if you could have a Wingfield 25 years ago and a Wingfield tonight, wouldn't that just have been wonderful? So Mike and Brenda, stand up there, please, so that we can give you a round of applause.
What a wonderful evening, and colleagues from all the universities across the country, thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank my comrade as well, my partner who's trying to change grape taza into wine. Maybe we'll get it right now. And Ali Danse for his great contribution to NSTF. And, you know, I'm quite sad that this is your last time, but we're going to get you back, don't worry. We're going to see you back in the future. And I just want to thank you very much for everything you've done for innovation in South Africa. And that's truly from the bottom of my heart. So thank you so much for your labor of love. Thank you, Mbaneni. And I'm going to now hand over to Dennis in Johannesburg. Over to you, Dennis.
Thank you so much, Glenda. My personal thanks to Mr. Don du Toit, representing the Minister here tonight, and he managed the choreography absolutely beautifully. My special thanks to Professor Gray and all the sponsors for their assistance with the presentations here and in Cape Town. And this concludes the presentation of the awards. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we close out this joyous night of celebration and recognition, it's my absolute pleasure to hopefully present next year the final award, which will be turning that appetizer into wine. We'll definitely get that award category, but let me tell you, the person responsible and making sure that you have a joyous night tonight is none other than the NSTF director. And she's going to be up on stage to bring us the vote of thanks. And it's Ms. Yancy Niehaus.
Yes, I want to echo Prof. Gray's words and say what a wonderful evening. Congratulations to this year's illustrious winners. You make us proud to be South African. Thank you to those who also cheered them on as the award winners were announced. There was a lot of cheering, and that makes it extra special. For the winners, just pause a moment while you're being congratulated. You will be working hard this coming year because you will be ambassadors for your field in South Africa. We will be making videos of you that will be played to high school learners, and we will also invite you to address high school learners in various locations. Thank you to everyone for making this awards process and function tonight possible. Thank you to Professor Glenda Gray and to Dennis Hunt and the adjudication panel. To our valued sponsors, you make it possible to recognize these outstanding contributions to SET and innovation. We particularly appreciate your involvement in these increasingly dire economic times. It really shows that you highly value what you highly value when you sponsor scientific awards for South Africa in times such as these. Firstly, thank you to the Department of Science and Innovation for your ongoing support for 25 years for the NSTF Awards. It's an honor that NSTF could bestow the NSTF Ukhozi Award on Dr. Mdwaha as Director General this evening. Dr. Mdwaha has walked the road alongside NSTF over all the years that he's been in this position. A big thank you also to South32. Having reliable partners is of immeasurable value. This is the 8th year of South32 sponsorship, and we are proud and grateful. Our 3 category sponsors are NSTF's partners in recognizing outstanding work in priority areas and causes, namely the cause of safe and sufficient water supply. Thank you to the Water Research Commission. Increasing engineering research capacity development. Thank you for your ongoing support for this cause, Eskom, despite the enormous challenges that you face. For the cause of supporting small businesses based on innovation, thank you to the National Intellectual Property Management Office, NIPMO, for advancing innovation in our country. The prize money is always immensely welcome to the winners. This year, the 2 winners will share the prize and each will walk away with 25,000 Rand. Our new category sponsor, the SAMRC, NSTF welcomes your participation this year and look forward to the next 2 years to promote this important focus of your category. And to our other most recent category sponsor for the Green Economy Award, the Technology Innovation Agency. We are delighted that you're sponsoring the Green Economy Award, which is most fitting for you to do. It means that we can continue to give much needed recognition in this area of research and innovation. For providing a research grant to the winner of the researcher category, thank you to the NSTF process sector, representing the members of professional bodies and learned societies in NSTF. Your participation is so very welcome. For the first time, the South African Young Academy of Science has joined the awards by sponsoring the prizes for the Emerging Researchers category. Thank you very much, SAIAS, for partnering with us to recognize more of the relatively younger scientists. As mentioned previously, we thank our youth program sponsors, South32, the DSI, and SACNASP. They have made it possible for the brilliant students to be here tonight and the tour that they went on. South32 sponsors the Share and Dare program. If you go to the NSTF YouTube channel, you will find the videos of previous winners under Career Talks. Do have a look at those. They're very interesting and they're only about 5 minutes each. Then an extra special thank you to the DSI for covering the costs of the 2 brilliant students to travel to London and attend the London International Youth Science Forum. They are very excited and grateful for the opportunity. Thank you to those of you who have paid for your seats at the dinners, even though they're very expensive, and for all donations. Please be assured that your sponsorships and contributions allow the NSTF to manage and host the awards, as well as to continue its non-profit activities on behalf of the science community. Thank you to the NSTF committees, the awards committee particularly, and to my team, who has worked very hard to prepare this event. And last but not least, thank you to our media partners for their excellent and ongoing support. The Business Report and the Mail and Guardian newspapers. Mail and Guardian has produced a special feature and you have received it. Make sure that you receive it inside an actual printed newspaper so you're ahead of the curve for tomorrow. The Business Report feature will come out next week. Thank you also to those of you who took out advertisements to make these 2 supplements possible. Thank you to the Journalist Department of the Tshwane University of Technology that joined our esteemed group of media partners to profile and engage award winners to the formal media in disseminating science, engineering, technology, and innovation knowledge that is impacting society. On a final note, if your organization is not yet a member of the NSTF, please join us. The NSTF strives to represent all voices in South Africa relevant to science, engineering, technology, and innovation. This concludes the 2023 NSTF-South32 Awards event. Thank you, all of you, for attending and for watching, no matter where you are. We hope you enjoyed it and that you were inspired by South Africa's outstanding researchers and other top professionals. Stay safe and good night.
And a final word from Cape Town. I don't know about you, but I had an absolute blast. What a way to celebrate 25 years. And again, congratulations to all our awardees. Thank you to you at home for tuning in. I know that on this side, for the past 3 hours, we were unable to go to the bathroom. But at least you were able to watch this in the comfort of your home, probably wearing your PJs, and who knows, not even shoes. Ladies and gents, I hope that you are feeling rejuvenated and that tonight's show gave you the energy that you need to keep going. There's more work to be done when it comes to finding solutions through science, engineering, and technology. And remember, the NSTF is your civil society forum that promotes science, engineering, technology, and innovation for socio-economic growth. Zai, I might not be wearing a penguin suit, but here's a thought. As I drive home tonight, I will see, smell, and even touch the ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. Drive safe. Until we see each other again, keep doing you.